Hello YouTube, and how's it going tonight? My name is Luke, aka Mr. Rage, and welcome back to another one of my late night gaming discussion videos. For all my night owls out, or my night owls on the channel, I hope you guys are here. Because I feel like I'm the only one who's up right now. But anyways, I know that this video was supposed to come out a little while ago. But since I have a very busy life, I got caught up in some stuff, so if I say a video is supposed to come out at like 7 p.m. and it actually comes out at like 12 a.m., I apologize. You know, just a day in the life of me having a really busy schedule. But anyways, now that that's out of the way, quick shout out to all of my viewers, my subscribers, my community in general. I could not have asked for a better community. The only reason why I have gotten so far on YouTube is all because of you guys, and I cannot thank you enough. I wish I can do more than say thank you, because you guys have just done so much for me. Because I would have never even imagined that I would get this far on YouTube without the never-ending support of my subscribers, my friends, my most frequent viewers, and my overall community. So thank you all so much. So now that that's out of the way, let's get straight into the topic of tonight's discussion video. It's going to be a bit controversial, and quick question, do you guys want to see more lighthearted discussion videos here on the channel? Because, you know, I tend to talk about a lot of controversial topics. I don't mind the controversy, but if you guys would like to see some more lighthearted topics discussed on my discussion videos, just let me know. So yeah, now that that's out of the way, for real, let's actually get straight into it. Diversity in gaming. Yes, as I said, this is going to be a bit of a touchy subject. So this is, as always, on my channel, this is 100% opinionated. It's all based on my opinion alone. So for anyone who gets offended or upset or just doesn't agree with me, that's totally fine. No need to get no need to get rude about it. It's like I always tell people, you know, if you don't like someone else's opinion, that is completely fine. No one is forcing you to. So, yeah, a little disclaimer. Now, when it comes to diversity in video games, it is something that I could not care less about. So basically what I mean by that is whether there is diversity in a video game and its story and its characters or not. Like, I don't care if there is diverse characters or not. However, there are some problems that I do have with diverse characters that I will dive into in just a moment, but let me start by saying that the reason why I don't care about diversity in video games is because why should it be? Like, why should I care about something that literally does not matter? And the reason why it doesn't matter is because we play video games for good stories, good characters, and good gameplay, and a good soundtrack. Well, at least that's my top four. Like, when I play video games, those are the four things that I am looking for. I want a good story, I want good gameplay, I want good characters, and I want a good banger soundtrack to go with it. Because, you know, when you've got all those great things already, you know, story, characters, gameplay, and then you've got an awesome banger soundtrack to go with it, that just makes the enjoyment factor all the more better than it already is. You know, a great soundtrack is actually really important. So that's my top four, and maybe five because details as well, because, well, I am the type of guy that does tend to enjoy their details. Like, for me, I like having good graphics. You know, I want good graphics, I want good detail, I want a good soundtrack, I want a good story, I want good, well-written characters, and I want amazing, exciting, and just overall fun gameplay. For me, those are the reasons why I tend to enjoy the video games that I play. And then, of course, there's first-person shooters as well that I also do play sometimes. I am a bit of a Doom head. I have all the Doom games on all my platforms, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. Not trying to flex on you guys or anything, but, you know, like, I enjoy these games because of the enjoyment factor that they offer. And that enjoyment factor is fun gameplay. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. Gameplay matters more than the story and the characters. Like, I'll enjoy a game whether it's got a good story or good characters or not. Like, if it's got good gameplay, I don't care about none of that stuff. So this is one of the reasons why I really don't care about diversity. Although I do love a good story and good characters, I'm more about the gameplay. Like, for me, gameplay shines brighter than a story. You know, the story and the characters, that makes it better and that makes it good, but for me, I'm all about the gameplay. Like, you know, we don't have the controller to be watching. Like, I can't say this enough. A good story and characters matters too, but not as much as actually having fun gameplay. Like, you're here to press buttons and, you know, have fun. Like, the story and the characters just makes it better, but for me, gameplay is what matters most. So, yeah, when it comes to diverse characters and having diverse characters and representation of those diverse characters, like, I really don't care about none of that. Now, again, talking about the story again, when it comes to story and characters, now, all I want when it comes to characters is well-written characters. And although I just said gameplay matters more to me, I do also like a good character. Like, you know, the way I see it, like, if a game has a good story, good characters, and good gameplay, and, you know, everything else, then I'll be more happy. But if it doesn't, but if it still has the good gameplay that I'm looking for, then, you know, I still wouldn't mind. But when a game is trying to tell a story, when it has that narrative and it's got those characters that the game and its developers want you to, you know, like, I need the characters to actually be well written. I like creative writing. I like interesting characters. And also, depending on what kind of genre it is, you know, if it's an action game, if it's a horror game, if it's a more emotional tale, you know, the character needs to be well written in order for me to like them. They have to have their moments, you know. I can't just like a character, you know, just like that. You know, it's very similar to liking a person, you know, like, I need to have a reason to like these characters to begin with. So, for me, the most important thing when it comes to a character is how well written they are. And not just character, but characters. Like, when a game has multiple well-written characters, whether they're some of the main characters or my personal favorite, a side character, oh man. I just love when a game has a side character that I can love just as much as the main character, because it just shows you how amazingly well written the game and its characters were. You know, like, when you've got a great story and then you've got great side characters and main characters to, you know, go with each other, like, it's just amazing. Like, I love well-written characters. For me, it's the well-written characters and the story. You know, you can't even have a story without the characters. Like, you can't even tell a story without great supporting characters to go with it. You know, the story and the characters, they can't be without each other. You know, if you don't have good characters to go with your story, then it's not gonna matter. So, yeah, for me, story and the characters, those are the things that I care about when a game is trying to basically be that kind of game, you know, because there's some games that are more focused on the gameplay, like Doom and Call of Duty, and then there's other games like The Last of Us and Red Dead Redemption that focus more on the narrative and the world and the story itself, and, you know, just the overall narrative. So, yeah, diversity doesn't mean shit to me. Like, I really could give two shits if a game has diverse characters or not. Now, the next thing I want to say is what happens when the game actually does have some diversity in its characters. Well, when it comes to that, I don't care about that either, as long as they're well written. Like, if you have a character that's gay or something, or a lesbian or whatever, I don't care about that. I don't care. I'm not going to be like, what is their sexuality? Like, are they gay? Are they trans? Are they lesbian? Like, what is their sexuality? I have to know what their sexuality is. Like, no. And anyone who does care about something like that is stupid. All I want are well-written characters that go with a well-written story. And again, like I said, if that's the type of game that it is. Like, games that focus on the narrative and the story as well as the gameplay, I need good characters. I need good characters, good story, a good plot, you know, a good plot that actually interests me, because so many games these days have stories that are not even interesting. You know, I have to have a story that I can actually put all my focus in, because, you know, I have ADHD. It's hard for me to focus. I absolutely love it when a game has such a great story that it just takes my ADHD and just throws it out the window, because I have to focus on it, because it's just that interesting. You know, it's just that interesting that even with my ADHD, it can still capture my focus 100%. I love good stories, and I love good characters. Like, when a game has such well-written characters that I can actually fall in love with and put so much, you know, just so much into that character from myself, that's something I love as well. And, you know, basically what I mean by putting myself into is, like, you know, a character that I can relate to, a character that I can have actual real feelings for, a character that I can, you know, care for, like, what happens to them. Like listen, I'm not ashamed to say this. When Arthur died at the end of Red Dead 2, I cried like a bitch. I cried like a bitch when Arthur died. I cried like a bitch when Johnny got killed by Trevor. And I love Trevor, but I still cried like a bitch when he got killed. I was actually pissed at Trevor when I first played GTA 5 because he killed Johnny. Like, when characters are that well written that I can actually cry for them and care for them so much as if they're a real person, I love that. I love it when a fictional character can capture my real feelings for him. So I don't care about this whole diversity bullshit. Like, I really don't care. Like, I don't care if they're gay. I don't care if they're whatever they are. You know, like, I don't care about their sexuality. I don't care about their race. You know, people are people. It doesn't matter. Like, these small little things like race and sexuality, it really doesn't mean anything. Like, they're still people, and in video games, they're still characters, and all I want are well-written characters. Like, I don't really care about anything else. Like, they just have to be well-written characters. Now, let's talk about my problem with diverse characters. Now, unfortunately, diversity in gaming has fallen victim to woke culture, which is something that I have talked about on this channel before. Companies like Sweet Baby Inc., which we have also talked about before on this channel. Sweet Baby Inc. is a company that is striving for more diversity in video games, but it's actually not just Sweet Baby Inc. There's all kinds of video game companies nowadays that are trying to reach this same goal of having more diversity in the video games that they help work on. And listen, I want to say this right now. I, for the most part, don't have a problem with having more diversity in video games, but basically what I'm saying is I wouldn't care if there wasn't diversity. Like, as I already said, like, if a video game company and its developer does not want diversity, like, if they don't care about adding diverse characters, then I really don't care. You know, it's a very small issue for me. But companies like Sweet Baby Inc., they don't just want more diversity in video games. They want diverse characters, but they also want these characters to have more spotlight because they are part of a diverse group. And that's when I have a problem. Like, for example, like, if you had a diverse character in a game, but they're literally just there for the sake of being there, like they're not well written, or they're annoying, or they're just shoving that fact down your throat that they're a diverse character, for me, that's not even really a character. For me, that's just propaganda, and it's just politics, and politics is something that I don't want in my games. I mean, it's literally a waste of a character when you add a character into a game just for political reasons, and it's sad, really, because this is the reason why some people actually don't like diversity in video games, because they're probably afraid that they're only adding these diverse characters for political woke reasons. Like, it's stupid, because diversity is not even a problem. Like, let me give you guys some examples of diverse characters in games that are not put in for political reasons. They're actually well-written characters. First of all, Gay Tony from GTA, and this is a Rockstar game. Gay Tony is, I think he's more he's bisexual, not fully gay, but he's more gay than bisexual. And he is a very well-written character. Now, was Gay Tony added in GTA to appeal to the LGBT community? No. Rockstar made him gay willingly because it was part of how his character was written. So, and he's a well-written character. Then you've got Ellie from The Last of Us. Ellie is also the main protagonist of The Last of Us 2, and she's a lesbian. Now, are they constantly shoving that fact down your throat that she's a lesbian and not straight? And are they constantly shitting on the other characters that aren't a lesbian like her just to make her look better in comparison because she's lesbian? No. That's just 2 examples I gave you. I haven't even mentioned the Life is Strange series. So there are other games that actually have diverse characters that are well written, and we like them because they're well written, not because they're diverse. And that's one of the problems with companies like Sweet Baby Inc. They want to add these diverse characters, and they want to give them more attention so people will like the diverse characters more than the other characters, but that's actually not how you're supposed to go about it. We want characters that are well written, not characters that are put in there just for propaganda. And that's one of the problems with Sweet Baby Inc. and other companies like Sweet Baby Inc. They want diverse characters, but they want all the spotlight on those characters. For what reason? The reason? Because they're diverse. Like, they want more spotlight for the diverse characters just because of that very fact, because they're part of a diverse group, whether they're LGBT or whatever, or any other diverse group. You know, like a strong female character, for example. And here's another example. Uncharted 4. Obviously, Nathan is the main protagonist of Uncharted 4. Then they added Nadine. Now, Nadine was the strong female character that Naughty Dog was trying to create. Now, listen, I'm not sure why, but Naughty Dog is also a pretty woke company. Like, they're a pretty woke developer. And I don't even know if Sweet Baby had anything to do with it, but Sweet Baby was probably gushing when they saw Nadine. Nadine, the strong female character that they had in Uncharted 4, Nathan Drake got his ass kicked by the strong female side character that they added. And they done this because they didn't want to take that fact away from her that she is a strong female character. Because if Nathan Drake was able to actually not get his ass kicked by Nadine, then she would not be a strong female character like they wanted to imply, because she is a strong female character. But because she's a strong female character, they essentially allowed Nathan Drake to get his ass kicked. Like, all the moments in Uncharted 4 where Nadine fights Nathan, she always wins. And the cherry on top is the second fight where Nathan's brother comes in, and they both get their asses kicked by Nadine. You know, 2 strong, fully grown men got their asses kicked by 1 female character. And keep in mind, Nathan Drake is a good fighter, and so is Sam. Like, they're both good fighters in the Uncharted series, and yet they both get their asses kicked by the strong female character that that Naughty Dog made. Like, that right there is exactly why I have a problem with diversity in gaming. They add these diverse characters, and then they give them all the spotlight, and they make the other characters, whenever they get a chance, they make the other characters look like shit in comparison. They basically make the diverse characters look better than the other characters, even if they're the main protagonists. Uncharted 4 is a perfect example. Nathan Drake was the main protagonist of Uncharted 4, obviously, and he gets his ass kicked by the strong female African-American that they had, because Nadine is also African-American. You know, basically a strong female black character. This is why I have such a problem with diverse characters. And the reason why I have a problem with it is because it's basically political propaganda. Because, you know, companies like Sweet Baby Inc., diverse groups that they want in games, the diverse groups that they're based off of have been discriminated, or they have not been treated well by society, and that's essentially why they want diverse characters to have better attention in the games that they are put in, because these diverse characters are obviously based on real life diverse groups that have been mistreated by society. So you got things like racism, homophobia, transphobia, etc., etc., etc. Now, I could understand why they want to do that, but they don't need to make the other characters look like shit. Like, you can add diverse characters and you can make them lovable characters by making them well-written characters. You can't force people to like a video game character just because they're part of some diverse group, or because they're based off of a diverse group. You know, like I said before, what we want is well-written characters, not political propaganda characters. So, yeah, the problem with Sweet Baby is they go about this diverse thing in all the wrong ways. As I said before, there are games that have diverse characters that are liked because they were well written. Like, do you think people liked Ellie in The Last of Us just because she was a lesbian? Do you think they liked Gay Tony in GTA 4 and GTA Online because he's actually gay? No. They liked these characters because they were well written. And the same goes for characters who are, you know, of a different race. I mean, shit, do you think they would like a black character in a game just because he's black, or because he's a well-written character? You guys obviously know the answer. Like, do I really gotta give an answer? Sweet Baby is a bad company because of the way they go about this. And so is any other diverse video game group company that is trying to get the same goal as Sweet Baby Inc. They want more diversity in games, which is fine. But it's the way that they're going about them. Like, you can't just add a diverse character and not make them well-written characters. Going back to what I was saying before, like, I can't stand it when they have diverse characters that get more spotlight and more attention than the other characters just because of the fact they're diverse characters, whether they're gay or of a different race or whatever. But I also hate it when they're there just for the sake of being there. Like, they're basically throwaway characters. Like, you have a throwaway character who's also a diverse character, and they're put there just so the video game company can say, hey, like, there's some diversity here. Like, we've got a diverse character. Are you happy now? Like, no, I'm not happy, because all you did was just make a waste of a character when you could have actually made them a well-written character. Like, I can't stand it when game developers have such great opportunities to make such great characters, because even side characters can be well written. I mean, do you know how many side characters there are out there that are actually more beloved than the main character? Even the side characters can be so well written that they can be more beloved than the main characters. So I can't stand it when game developers have these missed opportunities to actually make well written characters, because, again, like I said earlier, although I prefer gameplay over everything else, I still like it when a game has great characters that I can actually care for. You know what I mean? That's part of the journey of a video game, because that's what video games are. Video games is basically like imagination. It's like imagination, but it goes beyond imagination, because video games take you into a fictional world where there's so much possibility that is pretty much impossible in the real world. And that's what makes video games a journey, because it's basically being transported into a realm of fiction, imagination, and exciting adventures. That's why I love video games, and that's what video games are, you know, because I'm talking like I'm very immersed, and that's because I do get very immersed. Like, I'll admit, like, I prefer video games over real life. I know that sounds sad, but I do. So, yeah. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about, and this is where it's going to get a bit controversial. I have seen some videos and also some Reddit posts. Yes, I do have Reddit. I don't post on there often, but I've seen some people that say that a lack of diversity in video games is a problem for them. And my answer for that is, it's a problem for you, but it is not a problem with the game. Like, imagine this. Imagine a game that has a great story, great characters, great gameplay, just everything that we love, and someone who has a problem with a lack of diversity just throws all those great things out of the way and says it's a bad game just because it has a lack of diversity. Anyone who thinks that video games have a lack of diversity and that is a problem you probably don't play video games that often. And the reason for that is because anyone who actually plays video games themselves will know that a lack of diversity is not a problem. And if you think it's a problem, then that's a you problem. Not only is it a you problem, but it's also kind of narcissistic because, let's be honest, anyone who says something like this, like the reason why they would want more diversity in games is because they want more representation. And I get it, you know, everyone wants to be represented these days. Everybody wants to be all about them and they want more attention from people, blah, blah, blah. And that's one of the problems with society as a whole. So many people these days are so full of themselves. That's why you see people like that who do think that a lack of diversity in video games is a problem. It's not a problem with the game, it's a problem with them. Because since there's a lack of diversity, they feel like there's basically not enough representation, you know, because a lack of diversity means a lack of representation. And that's why they have a problem, because they want more representation, because they need more attention. They're basically attention seekers. You know, anyone who would ask for something so stupid, you're essentially an attention seeker. And this goes for LGBT and any other diverse group that says shit like this. If you love video games, then you love them for what they are, not for what they failed to bring you because you wanted it. As a matter of fact, anyone who is a part of a diverse group, don't even call yourself part of a diverse group. You are who you are. And if who you are is what makes you happy, like if you're happy being who you are and being the person you want to be and being what you want to be like if you like what you want to be like, if you live your life the way you want to live it, if you do what you like, don't even call yourself part of some diverse group. Like don't even call yourself part of a diverse group. If you're happy being who you are, and if you have become the person that you feel would make you happy to be, then don't even call yourself part of a diverse group. Call yourself a normal person because you are a normal person. Like, society's way of calling someone normal in general is kind of dumb. Like, we're all human beings. We all live our lives the way we want to live them. Like, if that's not normal, then I must not know what the word normal is. Like, live your life the way you want to live it. Be the person you want to be and make life what you want it to be. Don't let anyone ever try and take that away from you or make you feel like you are any less normal than them just because you don't live or see the world even the same as them, you know, because people will make you feel less normal just because they think in their eyes you're less normal. So because of how they see you, they will then try and make you see your own self in the same way as they see you. Don't let anyone ever do that to you. You are who you are, and that's good. You live life the way you want to live, and that's even better. You're a normal fucking person, so act like it. Don't even call yourself part of some diverse group because it's all just more political propaganda. They want to use you for political propaganda. Don't even call yourself part of a diverse group. I mean, I'm Mexican. Should I call myself part of a diverse group just because Mexicans are not white like you know, some other people in this country? No. I don't call myself part of a fucking diverse group. We're all human beings. We all have skin and flesh and a beating heart. Like, it doesn't matter just because we have different skin color or different sexuality. Like, so what? We're all human beings, and we could all be terrible creatures sometimes. Don't be one of them. You know? Don't be one of them. So, like I was saying earlier, I have a tendency of getting kind of motivational on this channel. Forgive me for that. Just my nature, I guess, to motivate people. But anyways, yeah, and like I was saying, anyone who thinks that a lack of diversity in games is a problem, you're an idiot, okay? You are just a straight up fool because you essentially want more attention. Like, why? Like, you want undeserved attention, undeserved representation. And you know, if this is an LGBT thing, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The LGBT community gets treated fairly well. They got representation, they got support, and they have a lot of people who are more than accepting towards them. So all these diverse groups who basically want video games to be more about them by asking for more diversity just because they want it, because they want that attention. Like, it's stupid. It's stupid, and it's just more pathetic propaganda. So, yeah. Lack of diversity, it doesn't matter. It really does not matter. So, yeah, that's the way I see it. You know, that's how I feel about the whole thing. So, yeah. And again, the only time I have a problem with diverse characters is when they're just put there just for the sake of being there, you know, because like, oh, they're a diverse character. Like let's just add some throwaway character, but make them a diverse character just so our game can have diversity. Like, no, that's fucking dumb. And I also hate it when they have diverse characters that are given more spotlight and attention, and then they make the other characters look like shit just to put more focus on the diverse character and make them look better in comparison. It's all political bullshit, and anything that involves political crap, I hate. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it. But anyways, thank you guys so very much for hearing me ramble for over 30 minutes straight. We're about to go on to 31. But yeah, if you guys stuck by till the very end, thank you so very much for hearing what I had to say. What is your thoughts and opinions? Definitely let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear them. And yeah, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next discussion video. Take care, y'all, and peace out.